Hello everyone, and welcome back to Voxel Tales. My name is Dan, and we're back in our little modded world. Last time, the Beastman at the inn woke up. He's wandering around somewhere, getting the lay of the land. As for us, well, we're gonna potter around like always and see where we end up. But the first thing we're gonna do is have a look inside the windmill, cause I think I've figured out what might be causing some of the lag around here. Yeah, figured as much. This thing is completely full, so the excess flint is just sitting around with nowhere to go. Okay, give me a minute while I clear it out. I doubt you want to watch me transfer thousands of pieces of flint into storage. Right, that's that done. Let's see if it's made any difference. Oh yeah, I can already tell that's a lot better actually. Yeah, that's quite a lot better. Things used to get very jerky around this spot in particular, and now it's all quite smooth. Dead happy with that. Who'd have thought that things work better when you keep them properly maintained? Okay, next thing I want to look into is our storage situation. Oh yeah, I hid all the box icons because I thought it'd make a performance difference in VR. What? Hello? Well, that was weird. Anyway, spoilers, it didn't make much of a difference, if any at all, so I'll probably just end up turning them all back on again if I'm honest. The reason I came here in the first place, though, is because I think the storage overall might be getting a bit full. Yeah, it does look like all the boxes are occupied. Yeah, well, not like we've not got heaps of room in here to expand. So I poked a few holes in the floor so I could link the new drawers into the system, headed under the warehouse to clear space for the new connector lines with my trusty hammer, ran the new connector lines, and then got to installing a bunch of new drawer towers. Alright guys, fast forward a little bit and I have expanded all 4 rows of the storage towers as far back as they can go on this floor. Which, as you can see, should keep us going for a while at least. You know, I really should clear these out of here. Ooh, hello there. Is it time for a distraction? Why is it giving me a new copy of the Spectrum book? Hang on. Yeah, it's exactly the same as the one I already have. Plus it seems to have reset itself, because I've definitely collected topaz shards before. Right, well I don't need 2 copies, so this spare one can go in the bin. To double check if my colourful world book had reset, I went back to the warehouse to collect some amethyst and citrine, which I already knew had entries in the book. Yeah, sure enough, it's acting like it's the first time I've collected it. Welcome to Dan's Minecraft world, where you never know what will or won't load wrong or glitch out on a session-by-session basis. Anyway, I'm going to grind these up and drop them off on the pigment pedestal. That I already built months ago, game! Flippin' thing. Right, that's that sorted. I got a bit carried away at the grinder, as you can see. You know, one of these days I might even look into how this Spectrum stuff works. I had been hoping that someone would come along and do it for me, but considering I couldn't keep the people that were already here around, that seems unlikely.
Aye, you had to knock out the new guy and bring him here yourself.
Hey! I didn't knock him out, he was floating in a tank.
Oh, well that's alright then. Perfectly reasonable.
Sod off. Tell him, Beans. On the way back to the warehouse, it dawned on me that eventually I would need to expand the storage system upwards, which from an in-world perspective would mean the building would require some kind of second floor. So I whipped up a few catwalks in catwalks, assuming they'd go perfectly with the industrial warehouse aesthetic we'd gone for with the rest of the building. Then I just had to fly around installing them, and good God do I love this angel ring we made. Unfortunately, this was a very long and tedious process, so let me fast forward to where I'd actually accomplished something. Alrighty everyone, progress has been made, and as you can see we have the startings of a second floor. I ended up swapping out the catwalks in catwalks for create deco ones because they have a separate stairs variant and it's just easier to work with. But as you can see we now have a fully fenced in industrial staircase leading to the second floor walkways. Now next thing on the agenda is doing something about the lighting in here. So for that I've made some girders, some U-shear fluorescent lights, and some chains to hang them from. The plan is pretty straightforward. I'm going to run some girders across the width of the building and, you guessed it, hang some lights from them. So let's get us some girders in, shall we? There, that's all the girders in. I had to reposition the central cable coming out of the ME core, but that was no big deal. Okay, so I guess it's time to hang some lights. Well, that's unfortunate. The towers are 2 blocks apart, and I know for a fact that these strip lights are 3 blocks wide. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Maybe if I do 2 side by side? Okay, how does that look? Nope, don't like that. Do not like that. Alright, bear with me while I figure this out. That's more like it, I think. Reckon we'll have that. Yeah, happy with that. Right then, just do that again, another 10-15 times. Et voila! Editor Dan, back at it again with the editing magic. Okay, I need to get out of this warehouse for a bit, and I have the perfect distraction in mind. I'm going to zip over to the shed, sleep, and in the morning, what say we give ourselves an infinite supply of Nether Quartz real quick. Just for funsies. Sound good? Good. See you in the Nether. Hello again. So, why are we in the Nether? Well, obviously because you can't get Nether Quartz anywhere else. But we're in this particular spot in the Nether because while I was farming wither skulls the other day, I spotted something very convenient. Now all I've got to do is find it again. Should be right around here, to be fair. There it is. Right there is a more geode's quartz geode. And it contains, if I just break this quartz crystal, budding quartz blocks, which should be totally compatible with our crystal growing setup back at the warehouse. Yoink! Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it at some point, but I found the setting in the carry-on mod that lets you pick up blocks. Right, I'm going to fly this back over to the warehouse and get it installed. Back at the warehouse, I swapped out one of the amethyst blocks for the quartz one. That ought to do it. Flipping storms, making it seem like I'm doing some kind of forbidden ritual. Hey, there we go. Unlimited quartz. Right then, crew, I've had a tea break, and I'm happy to report that it stopped raining. A couple of episodes ago, I mentioned putting in a retaining wall here so that I don't have to do quite so much landscaping. And since I'm working over here anyway, I think I'm going to do that right now. So I spent the next little while hollowing out a space for the wall to go. The process for which was, I assure you, as boring for me as it would be for you to watch. If I'd thought about it at the time, I would have turned on replay mod, but hindsight's 2020. Eventually, I had a space carved out and opted to use these heavy stone bricks for the wall. They're nice and chunky looking and really give the impression that they could be holding back a lot of earth. And that is all the wall in. Of course, this all still looks crap and needs smoothing out. Well, no use moaning, better get on with it. Alright, time has passed, it's raining again, and I have hammered the absolute living hell out of the landscape here. Honestly though, aside from the floating trees, it's actually not looking too bad. There's still a few blocks here and there that need shifting, but the overall flow and shape are in at least. I'll keep you posted. Okay, that'll do us for now. It'll look better once the grass has spread all over it. The next thing I want to do is put some kind of trim along the top of the wall. And it just so happens that I have a bunch of flint blocks that I'm sure will fit the bill just nicely. Yeah, I like that. Nice. Should probably tidy all this up as well so it all matches. It's fine, I'll get it all back in before the train gets here. Nah, sorry train, I'm nearly done. There we go, train's back on the rails. Well, I mean, it was never off the rails to be fair, but you know what I mean. To finish off the wall, I decided to make some of these Ushia road lights. Yeah, I think that's going to look nice. Yep, I think that looks pretty smart. Should keep things nicely illuminated around there anyway. With that job done, I turned my attention to something that had been niggling at me. You see this? Why did nobody tell me I'd missed these? There. Better. It's the little things. Right, the only other thing I wanted to do this session was to put a door on the warehouse. But that would mean running power over here. So I did. Okay, so right here is where the lava supply goes off to the farm area. And I've extended the pipeline all the way over this way. Right here I had to add a little sub-tank because the pumps don't like going over long distances without a little stop-off along the way. Just a little further around this way, I've set up a level 9 boiler to supply the warehouse. There it is, look. Didn't think you'd need to see me building it, it's just the same as all the others. The power comes out here under the warehouse, and the plan is to run a shaft line off that way towards the front, and that way towards the backup power room. Because I thought we'd take this opportunity to shore up the storage system's power supply. So let me run these shaft lines and I'll explain. Right now, the backup power is running off these magmators, I think they were called, and the power they generate is funneled into a battery bank inside. But unfortunately, the power still runs out occasionally when we have bad weather and a long night. So I'm going to rip these out, and they're going to burn in the lava. Terrific. Anyway, once the lava's cleared out, I'll run the power line into here, and with the help of an alternator, we'll keep the batteries charged off the boiler, which, if I'm right, should be more than enough juice. Like so. Okay, that actually looks like it's good to go. Future down here, it was in fact not good to go. Those cables weren't transferring anything, but I fixed it with these other cables. Anyway, back to me. Well guys, I guess it's time for me to build a door. But considering I know that it'll take some brain power and a lot of trial and error, I'm just going to do it and then bring you back in when it's done. Okay? Okay. Alrighty everybody, big unveiling time. Are we ready? There it is. Looking all big and imposing. Got these matching cut sandstone stairs leading up to it. And I have some of this wrapped loco metal left over from the clock in the village square. These leaded panes match the ones we've already used in the build as well. And yeah, I think it looks nice and beefy and secure. Oh, best of all, it's automated. It was pretty easy to achieve actually, just a couple of mechanical bearings paired with sequenced gear shifts. A redstone link hidden in the wall makes sure it can open and close from both sides. So yeah, all in all, successful little job. And with that, I have accomplished everything I wanted to get done today, so let's sign it off. Well guys, that's it for this one. It was a bit of a stuff-isode, wasn't it? We got a lot of stuff done that needed to be done, but nothing huge. But that's just how it is sometimes. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, then help us grow by subscribing and leaving us a cheeky like and a comment below. I've been Dan, this has been Voxel Tales, and until next time remember, be good. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. Bye guys.